PAC TV is providing the candidates for the Board of Selectmen in the town of Kingston this opportunity to let the voters get to know them. Each of the candidates will be given 3 minutes for a candidate statement, wherein they will outline their campaign message. They will then be asked 2 questions and have 2 minutes to answer those questions. There are 2 candidates running for 1 position on the Board of Selectmen. Welcome, Peter Bronseck.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Please proceed with your candidate statement, Peter. You have 3 minutes.
Well, as a lot of people know me, I'm Peter Bronseck, and been living in Kingston now for 14 years. I am a United States Army veteran, 62 years old. Don't feel it sometimes. Civil Rights graduate, class of 1975. I have 3 grown sons, 8 grandchildren, and we just found out last night that we having 1 more grandchild due in March. So last night was a nice surprise. I have in the 13 years that I have been on in town, I have been on the capital planning committee 7.5 years as chairman. I have been on the audit committee. I served on the wage and personnel. I served on the permanent building committee as a chairman. I have been on the local historic district study committee. I was also on when they implemented this committee, the town government implementation committee. The first year I was chair of that. And I also served on the Gatra Advisory Board for 3 years. So in my time, I'm very involved in the town. I have been for quite a few years. And back in 2016, I did run for state rep against a 10-year incumbent. And I received 40.1% of the vote. So I'm pretty proud of that fact that that's what happened. I also was the person who initiated the recent recall. I also was the person to, geez, I forget the name of it, lead petition on it. I spent a lot of time out there getting the signatures for the recall, for the petition for the recall. And it was a tough thing to do to have over 2,000 signatures in 21 days. I was out there 7 days a week, rain, shine, everything. There were a lot of other people too. But I just, to fight for what we did and to come through, I was very happy with that because of people starting to listen in town of what's really going on. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time to speak at the end, but I would appreciate anybody who did sign the petition for the recall. I would appreciate you coming out. We did have a historic election on the 27th, where 2,800 people came out to vote, and that we did have the recall. So I would appreciate anybody who did sign the petition. I would appreciate your vote on August 1st. Thank you.
Thank you. Your first question. How would you differentiate yourself from your opponent? You have 2 minutes.
Well, I would differentiate the time. I have time. My children are gone. Yes, I get a great number of grandchildren, which I love every single one of them. I forgot to mention that my dog Maximus also. A lot of people in town know Maximus. But I have the time when my opponent was originally going to run for the recall position, and decided not to turn in the papers because she did not have the time, having a full-time job, having 3 children, being on the school committee for a total of 7 years. And from what I understand, she does a great job on the school committee. But her reasoning for not going through was because she didn't have enough time. I have all the time that I need. Over the years, I put in a lot of volunteer time, as I said earlier in my beginning of the speech, or what you want to call it. But that is one of the reasons. The other one is the more knowledge of how the town works. With all the committees I've served on, being as I been involved with everything in town. I know the workings of the town. I know town meeting. I know everything there is to know about the town, and I also know what is going on with. You can ask me anything about with this economic development, which I don't use that in looking for votes because it's not that easy to do to get economic development. But I know everything that's going on between every article that is on town meeting, and I hope everybody goes because we need more people there. I know everything about the every article that's on the warrant.
Okay, thank you. Your second question. What are your top 3 priorities for the town in light of our current situation, and how do you plan to fulfill them? Again, Peter, you have 2 minutes.
I could probably use an hour on this, but first of all, my I can only have suggestions for the other 4 members, and then we get together and we would vote if we get to the point where there'd be a vote made about it. So it's not one, and that's what I love about the new selectmen that are in right now is the fact that it's a collective board of 5 that makes decisions, not just 2 or 3 people that we had in the past. So what I'd like to see is I want to hold people accountable for their actions. We've had a lot of different instances have happened in the town, and people weren't held accountable for their actions. I want to find better ways. I know I can find better ways to cut the budget and make the town sustainable to live in. So that's a big part of it for me. And also residential building. There's so much residential building going on in the town, and our services, our taxes are so high. We don't see anything to offset. Right now, we're looking at the close to 300 apartments up at the mall. There's another development that they want to buy these 46 acres that's on the town meeting article. That's going to have more houses. I would like to see a moratorium on residential building just so we could stop and take the time to see what these all possible residential buildings, what effect it will take on the town with schools, with traffic, with services. We get close to 300. There's another 200 they want the MBTA, another 255 plus, and a possible 700 up at the top, up by the mall. So that's a lot of building. Never mind the residential buildings, houses.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was Peter Bronseck. Welcome, Sheila Vaughn.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Nice to be here.
Oh, thank you. Very nice to have you. Please do proceed with your candidate statement. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Sheila Vaughn, and I am running for the 1-year seat that for the Board of Selectmen. I'm very excited about this opportunity for us in Kingston, Massachusetts for August 1st. I do believe that it is time for a change here in Kingston, and I want to hopefully believe that I am the best candidate for this position. I've lived in Kingston for over 18 years. I've been married as a lifelong Kingston resident for 15 years, and we have 3 children, Kate, who is 12, Trevor, who is 9, and Avery, who's 2. My children all attend Kingston schools. My daughter attends Kingston Middle School, my son attends Kingston Intermediate School, and my 2-year-old attends Crayon College. I do really enjoy this and being a parent. I do believe that it is really important for our town to know that I am very involved with town sports and dance. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology from UMass Dartmouth. I work in the college environment for the last 20 years, and I'm the director of admission at Cape Cod Community College. I have been on school committee for 7 years and am the vice chair. I'm also on many subcommittees, including Union 31 and Pilgrim Area Collaborative. I have many years of municipal experience, both in the school system and in my work experience for over 20 years. And I truly believe that we're seeing real change in our town over these past few months. And with this new board in place over the last few weeks, I know that we can work together as a team. And I am also a team player and an independent voice for the people of Kingston. And I want the people of Kingston to know that I am here for them, and I will be a voice if elected to this board. As my slogan states, I will hear all voices of the town of Kingston, and I truly mean that. It's extremely important to be able to work with different offices within the town and in the leadership of Kingston, and in a positive way, in a renewed way. And I do hope that the people of Kingston will see me as a positive, strong, educated, and independent voice that is willing to work with and be there for the town of Kingston. Thank you.
Thank you. Your first question: how would you differentiate yourself from your opponent? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. I feel what makes me the strongest candidate for this position is my experience with the many committees that I am on, being that I work with the school committees for the past 7 years, and it has been a wonderful experience. I'm very well versed on budgets, capital planning, negotiations, working with the financial committees, and working with the Board of Selectmen in regards to our schools. I feel working very well with my board and the subcommittee boards that I am on. I'm always willing to listen and give my opinion on important matters and make divisive decisions regarding our schools. Being on Pilgrim Area Collaborative Subcommittee, I have a lot of knowledge with regard to special education budgets and working with different towns that belong to the collaborative. Having my children in the Kingston schools, I feel I have a duty to my children to make our schools best for our town that they can be. Kingston is a town of 14,000 people, and town government is extremely important for the morale of our townspeople. And having worked in elder care and with veterans, I believe we need to help our veterans and seniors to stay in Kingston and have an extensive background working with a team and on a team. I do hope you believe that I would be the best candidate for this position. Thank you.
Thank you. Second question: what are your top 3 priorities for the town in light of our current situation, and how do you plan to fulfill them? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. My top priorities that I see for Kingston in this current situation truly is our budgets for our town. Being that I am on the school committee, I do know that the schools take up much of our town's budget, and it is of the utmost importance that we keep our schools the best that they can be. But we also are in one of the most unstable times when it comes to knowing what the state will be allotting for the fall, which makes it extremely difficult to pass a budget at town meeting as we do not have real numbers for our schools. I know that we were asked to try to find money to give back to the town from our finance committee, and the Kingston School Committee was able to give back that money and was asked to do that without losing staff or teachers for the fall 2020 for the elementary and intermediate schools. I believe that it is extremely important to have a collaborative effort when it comes to the budget and have a lot of transparency to see the breakdown of the different articles on the town warrant of our town meeting. I believe the people of Kingston deserve to know and have information readily available so that the people of Kingston can be informed at town meeting. I believe it is of utmost importance this year, especially, to look at our budgets and make it a priority to try to save what we can. But in a year that we'll really have to dig deep and see where we can cut and wait for another time when we have more fiscally stable. The next priority, of course, is COVID-19 pandemic. I know it's been really trying on every family in Kingston. As a mom and a working mom of 3 children, working full-time, my husband working full-time, working from home, this COVID outbreak has been a challenge to parents and everyone out there. And what everybody is going through is extremely important to work with our Board of Health, our selectmen, our fire chief, our chief of police, and our town officials to know how we can best curb this pandemic and our town to stay safe, but try to get back to what was considered to be the new normal and what will be in the future. I also feel that the elders at risk and the elderly population is of great importance. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila Vaughn. Please remember to vote in this special town election scheduled to be held on Saturday, August 1st. I'm Julie Thompson for PAC TV. Stay informed, keep it local. Good day.